Hey friends, Pastor Jason here. I'm glad you can join me for daily devotionals. Today we're in Job 3, 4, and I'm going to add 5 just because it kind of concludes one of the arguments one of Job's friends is going to bring up. So rather than split that argument in half, we'll put it together. So if you'll join me, Job 3, 4, and 5. Remember, Job has just lost everything. His friends have come, his 3 friends have come, and they've sat with him for 7 days and nights. And now they're going to start trying to counsel him. Here we go. Job 3, 4, and 5. Excuse me as I get my computer squared away. Stop doing that, please. Thank you very much, computer. And here we go. Verse 1. After Job opened his mouth and cursed the day of his birth, and Job said, "Let the day perish on which I was to be born, and the night which said, 'A boy is conceived.' May that day be darkness. Let not God above care for it, nor light shine on it. Let darkness and black gloom claim it. Let a cloud settle on it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize it. Let it not rejoice among the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Behold, let the night be barren. Let no joyful shout enter it. Let those curse it who curse the day, who are prepared to rouse Leviathan. Let the stars of its twilight be darkened. Let it wait for the light, but have none. And let it not see the breaking dawn, because it did not shut the opening of my mother's womb, or hide trouble from my eyes. Why did I not die at birth, come forth from the womb and expire? Why did the knees receive me, and why the breast that I should suck? For now I would have lain down and been quiet. I would have slept then. I would have been at rest with kings and with counselors of the earth, who built ruins for themselves, or with princes who had gold, who were filling their houses with silver. Or like a miscarriage which is discarded, I would not be, as infants that never saw light. There the wicked cease from raging, and there the weary are at rest. The prisoners are at ease together. They do not hear the voice of the taskmaster. The small and the great are there, and the slave is free from his master. Why is light given to him who suffers, and life to the bitter of soul? And life to the bitter of soul, who long for death, but there is none, and dig for it more than for hidden treasures, who rejoice greatly and exult when they find the grave. Why is light given to a man whose way is hidden, and whom God has hedged in? For my groaning comes from the sight of my food, and my cries pour out like water. For what I fear comes upon me, and what dread befalls me. I am not at ease, nor am I quiet, and I am not at rest, but turmoil comes. Before we move on to Eliphaz's argument, let's take a moment just to point out this is a change of heart for Job. Remember, God proclaimed him as righteous, and God proclaimed him as true and just. And even Job himself, said that he should be worshiping the Lord in the midst of tragedy as well. He just made that argument with his wife not a week ago. And here he's let the grief overwhelm him. Let's see and it's that idea that God recognizes Job as righteous. Now let's hear Eliphaz's response to Job in Job 4 and 5. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered, "If one ventures a word with you, will you become impatient? But who can refrain from speaking? Behold, you have admonished many, and you have strengthened weak hands. Your words have helped the tottering to stand, and you have strengthened feeble knees. But now it has come to you and you are impatient. It touches you and you are dismayed. Is not your fear of God your confidence, and the integrity of your ways your hope? Remember now, who ever perished being innocent? Or where were the upright destroyed? According to what I have seen, those who plow iniquity and those who sow trouble harvest it. By the breath of God they perish, and by the blast of his anger they come to an end. The roaring of the lion, the voice of the fierce lion, and the teeth of the young lions are broken. And the lion perishes for lack of prey, and the whelps of the lioness are scattered. Now a word was brought to me stealthily, and my ear received a whisper of it, amid disquieting thoughts from visions of the night. When deep sleep falls on men, dread came upon me trembling, and made all my bones shake. And a spirit passed by my face, and the hair of my flesh bristled up. It stood still, but I could not discern its appearance. A form was before my eyes. There was silence. Then I heard a voice. Can mankind be just before God? Can a man be pure before his Maker? He puts no trust even in his servants, and against his angels he charges error. How much more those who dwell in houses of clay, whose foundation is in the dust, who are crushed before the moth. Between morning and evening they are broken in pieces. Unobserved they perish forever. Is not their tent cord plucked up with them? They die without wisdom. Call now. Is there anyone who will answer you? And to which of the holy ones will you turn? For anger slays the foolish man, and jealousy kills the simple. I have seen the foolish taking root, and I curse his abode immediately. His sons are far from safety. They are even opposed in the gate, and there is no deliverer. His harvest the hungry devour, and take it to a place of thorns, and the schemer is eager for their wealth. For affliction does not come from the dust, nor does the trouble sprout from the ground. For man is born for trouble, as sparks fly upward. But as for me, I would seek God. I would place my cause before God, who does great and unsearchable things, wonders without number. He gives rain on the earth and sends water on the fields, so that he sets on high those who are lowly, and those who mourn are lifted to safety. He frustrates the plotting of the shrewd, so that their hands cannot attain success. He captures the wise by their own shrewdness, and the advice of the cunning is quickly thwarted. By day they meet with darkness, and grope at noon as in the night. But he saves from the sword of their mouth, and the poor from the hand of the mighty. So the helpless has hope, and unrighteousness must shut its mouth. Behold, how happy is the man who God reproves. So do not despise the discipline of the Almighty, for he inflicts pain and gives relief. He wounds, and his hands also heal. From 6 troubles he will deliver you. Even in 7, evil will not touch you. In famine he will redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You will be hidden from the scourge of the tongue, and you will not be afraid of violence when it comes. You will laugh at violence and famine, and you will not be afraid of wild beasts, for you will be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field will be at peace with you. You will know that your tent is secure, for you will visit your abode and fear no loss. You will know also that your descendants will be many, and your offspring as grass of the earth. You will come to the grave with full vigor, like the stacking of grain in its season. Behold this, we have investigated it, and so it is. Hear it and know for yourself. Well, hopefully you gathered that Eliphaz thinks that Job was insincere in his faith, insincere in his righteousness, and that Eliphaz is taking up the position that he is more righteous than Job, and Job should hear his words, and that someone who's righteous never comes to any trouble, never comes to any place where they should have grief. And that's just not the case. That's just not the case. Don't forget, at the very end of Job, God is going to give Eliphaz and his other friends a tongue lashing. And this is part of the reason why. They're coming from a place that isn't full of grace and mercy. They aren't coming from a place where a faith mourns with those who mourn. They are taking a self-righteous place and assuming unrighteousness in Job. And we shouldn't do that. Even after 7 days of sitting in silence, we would be wise to humbly help them through their grief, help them understand what it is that they're going through and how they might seek the Lord in ways that don't assume unrighteousness on their behalf. All right, that was Job 3, 4, and 5. You got a triple today. Be blessed, be a blessing to those around you, and I will see you tomorrow with Job's response in Job 7. Have a great day.